Hello, this is John, Vintage Fisherman. It's been a while. I think it's been a couple weeks since I've been down here in the repair shop. I'm working on ultralights. This is a D.A.M Microlite, D.A.M Quick Microlite, and I plan on fishing with either this one or the one I already have. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with it, but it's in pretty good shape. It shows some wear, use, but these are pretty damn tough no matter what. Just really tough little reels. We'll take it all apart here. I'm not going to get around to cleaning it up today, but it's got the fiber drag in it. It's pretty rough shape, but it'll be okay because you don't put a lot of pressure on a fish with an ultralight anyway. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That screwdriver would be too big. I've got one of these, and usually I like to keep, if I'm going to fish with them, I like to keep one here to fish with, or one, on the shelf, and then one to fish with. And so I'll get it cleaned up and then compare it to my other one and see which one's the prettiest, and that's the one that will. What have I done here? Okay, there we go. We'll clean that up just the way it is. Take the crosswind block off. These reels are about as bulletproof as you can get. Probably be amazed to hear I'm selling all my D.A.M Quicks except for the Microlights 110. I'm wearing my hat. I hope my hat's not getting in the way of the video. I'll turn my bill around. The way I always forbid my boys to wear their hats backwards or with a flat bill. And they still to this day don't wear their hats like that. So I guess I did something right. So I'm selling all of my D.A.Ms except for the little guys here. That should be a 10 millimeter, and I may have to use a socket to get in there on that. Is that a 10? Oh, by golly, it is. I think I had this out for. Now I just got to find a 1/4 driver inch. Here we go. Look at that. Like it's meant to be. I'll leave that already set up, so I'll have it when I put it back together. And sometimes you gotta, I think these have to be threaded on and off. Can't remember. It's been a minute or two since I've done one. I think they thread on and off. Yep, there we go. I think the first one I ever did of these, I tried to pull the spool. Luckily, I did not damage it. It's threaded in there. That's how you set the preload on the pinion shaft. It's pretty cool. This is a German-made reel, made in West Germany. There we go. Amazing little reels. They're fun to fish with, and I will be fishing with it. So we're going to take that little bushing off of there, and we'll pull that gear off. And I don't think there's any washers on. Yeah, there is. Okay, I'm glad I checked that. There's a washer underneath that. To remove the handle, which is loose. I've got problems there. I got to fix that. I'm going to have to drive it off of there. So we'll use the block. And there is a right way and a wrong way to drive that handle off. It goes out like this, and I don't know how to tell you I know that, but I can tell by my calibrated eyeball says this side of the pin is smaller than the other side, so you drive it back out that way. It's a tapered pin. Oop, don't mess it up. All right. There we go. Just use a little driver, and I use that block. There's your handle. That washer, I believe, was in the wrong place. I'm going to have to hold that. Something. I want to say that bushing pulls off of there. Maybe not. I don't know what the best way to hold that would be. It doesn't go, it goes this way, so that's a washer, so we need to take those off. The only way to get this main gear out is remove the handle. There's no other way. It will not come out. And that's being really stubborn. That's a brass washer, maybe? It's a tight fit. Okay. So that goes on the main gear. Try to keep everything separate here. I'm going to try to hold it right in here if I can and not damage the reel. Oh, for Pete's sake. Yeah, it's really slick in there, so that probably will work. There we go. Well, I'll just hold it by hand. Shit. Well, that ain't gonna work either. Those threads are messed up. Yep, the threads are messed up on that handle shaft. We're gonna have to give it a little bit of help. Maybe a little bit of oil will get it going. Well, I think I need to go get some more WD. Yeah, it's going to fight me the whole way. Sure is. I've got no way to hold that. I believe I need to take like a brush to that. It's like it's got dirt built up in it or something. That looks better. It goes really good for a minute or two and it locks up. I think I got it now. Look at that. Turned off nice and easy. Yeah. All right. So you get that off of there. That's holds the handle. That's where you adjust the handle up tight. And then there's a snap ring down underneath there, or E-clip. Let's get it right. It's an E-clip under there. Let's see how we'll go with that. And then your main shaft can come out. Just needs a really good clean, which that doesn't surprise me, right? The reel is really old, so You got to remember where this peg is right here, because that's what trips the bell. Oops, that's a spacer. Yeah. We'll take this off. This reel is made to move the handle from one side to the other. This is probably one of your more complicated antique or vintage ultralights. It's got a lot going on. This is your retainer. Yep, Roxy's found something to bark at. She's been quiet all day. Now that's got to come out of there, and that might be a bit of a struggle. What I can do is thread the rotor on. Oh gosh, John. Thread the rotor on real carefully. It's left-hand thread. You got to remember that. Don't want to cross thread this piece. Yeah, the German Shepherd is, she's something. Oh no, it wasn't left-hand thread, my bad. It's right-hand thread. What I'm going to do, I'm going to very carefully take the neoprene side of this hammer and hit on it until that thing comes out of there. I don't know if it's going to or not. It's in there pretty good. I don't think it's moving, folks. I don't think it's moving. I'm going to thread it in there a little further because I don't want to mess the threads up. Let's try another way. I really don't want to mess the threads up in that rotor. It'd be very difficult to find another one. I've got a 110 up there. And I think I was telling the story of what reels I'm going to keep. So it is coming out. I'm keeping the microlights, the 110s, and the 110 ends. Everything else, all the rest of my D.A.M Quicks are going to be up for sale here in the next few weeks, or maybe even as early as next week, which I don't know when this video will come out. There you go. See, we got it loose. All right. What I did, I put that nut on there and used it for leverage. Now we need to take that bearing off of there. There's a couple ways to do that. You can take a socket, a deep well. It's just a cheap socket. I bought it at a yard sale or something. Take your neoprene side of this hammer, hammer that through. Then we can clean all that really good. And that bearing's still good. It's really gummy. I'm gonna try to clean it up good. I don't use the ultrasonic to clean it. I'll use something else to clean it with. Okay. So what I'm saying, I'm keeping all these little guys and selling all the rest of my D.A.M Quicks. I'm not fishing with them, you know. And I've determined that I'm going to only keep what I fish with. So that's why I'm selling a lot of stuff, even some of my pins. If I've fished with it in the past, I'll keep it. If it's something memorable to me, if it's really super nice or collectible, I'll keep it. But if it's just something I bought just to have, I'm not going to keep it. I'm just going to sell everything. I'm using a lot more modern reels now on the coast and freshwater. She's locked up. That's something that'll have to be fixed. There's no spring under the sides, so we're going to pull that off. I got a 110 that I was fishing with, and the bail side, where the spring is, the screw stripped out in it. It's the weirdest thing. But if you flip that little lever, this will go to the relaxed position, and you can take this off. And I'm going to have to get that roller off of there, and I haven't decided how I'm going to do that just yet. It's frozen. We're going to hit it with some curl first, and that can come off. The spring's still good. I can leave this in there, so we're good with this. I don't think there's any shims or anything I missed. I don't think that's a shim. All right, let's try to get this off. And there's a couple of ways to do that, but I think I'm going to take some of this emery cloth and wrap around that. Take my pliers and put on the emery cloth. Let's go with the non-sand side. How about that? Against the roller. Now let's put that, let's give it a half a damn chance here. Hang on. Just let it sit there for a minute. And I can put heat to it. Handy little tool for a fishing rail bench is one of these micro torches from Harbor Freight. Keep it away from anything flammable. That's my warning to you, but you can heat things up very pinpoint with this. And it's butane, you can refill it, so it's very handy. Very, very handy. And it's also a soldering iron, so. Or made for soldering. Not a soldering iron. It's not an iron, it's a torch. There we go. That curl, man, that stuff is so good. You see there? We got it off. There it is. That's the whole reel. I'll fire up the cleaning equipment in the morning. And, well, maybe not in the morning. I'm gonna go fishing. When I get back from fishing, I will. I'll do this microlite. I've got a 2052 here. I gotta do. I've got a couple more reels coming. All right, this is John. I'll be back when I get it cleaned up. All right, this is John. I'm back with this D.A.M Quick Microlite. I got to remember where everything went on this. It's been a few days. Lord have mercy. I plan on fishing either with this one or the one I got on my shelf. We'll see which one looks the prettiest when I get it done. This thing had a lot of metal shavings, and it still does. I'm not sure what's up with that. A lot of brass shavings right down in those teeth. But I don't see any wear to the anti-reverse dog. I don't know if something just got in here and got chewed up by the reel. This is one of the dirtier reels I've ever worked on. It was really, really bad, folks. I don't really know how it operated. Still getting dirt. That's not a real important area, but it's some really old grease. And, we're going to try to make this thing pretty again. I have these two Teflon washers that I'm a little unsure where they went. This doesn't go inside of there, and I don't think they went up here. I'm wanting to say they might have floated off this or the, whoops, the spool. They don't really fit that very well. I don't know where they came from because they're clear and they just showed up. So, and that has a washer on right down there. So I kind of don't think that came off of there. I also had to take the handle apart. This is bent. Look at that wobble. So you know, I could try to bend that and it might come back straight, but that's, well, no, that's not, well, yeah, that's pretty straight. I may just put it on there and let it roll. That's really, this handle really has some wear to it. I'm going to use blue Loctite on this so it doesn't back out. So that's why I'm doing some extra prep here. That's got like a mushroom to it. But I'm not going to say that's not the way it was made. But this is really got this reel's been used. I mean, and that's cool. That's I would love to hear the stories of this reel. I really would. I think it's amazing. See, that was wallered out and not flat anymore, so I'm just bringing it back flat. I plan on using this reel for exactly what it's intended to do. Ultralight fishing. I was talking a little bit. Well, that video will never make it to the, well, maybe it was the first half of this video. I don't know, but I'll say it again. I'm changing my collection around. I was at one time, like I would see a D.A.M Quick and I would just buy every D.A.M Quick I could buy. You know, it's just, I want the whole collection of D.A.M Quicks. Well, now I've decided I'm going to collect what I'm going to fish with. Now, pin reels is a little different. I will still collect. I'm going to keep some of the pin reels in my collection. Some of the stuff that doesn't have any meaning to me, I will let it go. You know, I got a couple of squitters. I got a couple of jig masters that I've never fished with and never will fish with. And so I'm going to sell those. So that is what it is. I think I got that pretty good. Let's work on this just a minute. I don't know. I ain't too sure if that ain't the way it's supposed to be bent. Don't know. It goes together like this. We got this little O-ring that goes down in here, and I'm assuming this is the way it is from the factory. I don't have schematics on this reel. I'm sure I could find them. The problem I found with D.A.M Quick schematics is they were not illustrated very well, and now they're all older than hell. I mean, it's just they're very pixelated, very hard to figure out what's going on with them. We're gonna put a little bit of, why is this not working? Watch it all come gushing out at one time. That's what it is. It stopped up. And we'll try this one. This one will probably, yeah, this one's working. Just got to get a little bit of it out. There we go. We'll put blue on it. I can always get blue back apart, even if I got to heat it up just a little bit. It's not the end of the world. And so we're going to figure out where that bend is and try to set it just right. There we go. And the reason why I say I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that way is because when you put it together, the handle is straight. It's perfectly straight. So we're going to put a little bit of oil down in there, and that should make that run good. We're good. And that O-ring helps seal that end of that up. Like I said, we've got a washer on here, so we're going to put this, we'll go ahead and put the drag together if you hadn't figured that out yet. There is some stuff in there I did not clean out very good. Pieces of that old drag washer, which I'm going to go with. I don't have any Teflon material to make a drag washer for this thing, and I've done that on a couple of these dams, and it works pretty well. But we're going to put some cowls on this, and I think it'll be just fine. I'll tell you the first time I fish with it, I'll know if I hook a decent smallmouth on it, whether it'll hold up or not. So my collection is getting rearranged, I guess you could say. I'm going to more of a, this is what I use kind of a collection. And this gets us the wavy washer. We'll put a little grease on that too. That goes in there just like that. And then your knob, let me get my hands cleaned. Let's put a little bit of grease on that. This has the cork filler, which is nice. You don't have to put 5,000 yards of 2 or 4 pound line on, which this one's probably going to get 4. Let's see how our end of our shaft is behaving here. We'll put a little bit of oil on that. That little blade in there is on a spring, believe it or not. And this goes in and clicks in, and then to get it off, you push the button. This had 4 pound test on it. It says right there, TWZ 4 pound. Don't know who TWZ is, but thank you for writing that on there. Gonna give a spool a little polish. Just taking some emery cloth. I mean, not shaft. Don't listen to me, spool. Just gonna knock some of that ugliness off of there. You notice I'm taking a little more time with this reel. Okay. I think we're all prepped here. These are the only 2 things I am not sure about. I think they went right there. I notice they don't go inside of there. So we're going to guess they were still stuck there or something when I went to wash it, and or maybe they were stuck to this. No, they weren't stuck to that. Let's put the rotor together while we're contemplating the whole situation here. Clean those threads out good. Like I said, this reel was really freaking dirty. So somebody used it. Wouldn't you love to hear about what they caught on this reel? Wouldn't you just love that? I mean, maybe I'm weird, but I like to hear those stories. I think it would be cool. Still got some grease down in there. That's pretty typical. It's hard to clean that out down in there. See, so we're gonna add some grease to it anyway, so it doesn't matter. You want grease on that spring because it's going to rotate inside that pocket, and so you want some lubrication on it, you know. And let's figure out which way this goes. Like this. These are really easy to set. Real easy to set. I do believe both screws are the same. We'll put this one in. This is an eBay. No, take it wrong. That's wrong. I actually bought this at auction. This is not an eBay special. We'll put a little bit of oil on that and that spring. We'll get that grease out of there. Come around to this side. Let me rake a file across that. There's a little bit of a, see that? The only thing that wasn't functioning on this reel was the bell was hanging up, but it was just gummy. We're just going to clean that up a little bit. Put some grease on that. That's got some dirt in it still. Really hard grease in this thing. I guess it's the original stuff. It just, the stuff is just, it's just nasty. It dried to like a charcoal like stuff. So this will go on here, and we'll put a little bit more grease down in there. I'm not going to be using this reel in sandy conditions, so we should be fine. Got to watch how much grease you put out here on the rotor if you're surf fishing with a reel. Just as sure as the world, you set it down in the sand, and the sand flips. I don't set my reels in the sand, and when I see somebody fishing with me do it, they get a talking to. First I instruct them, the second time I tell them, if you're going to do that, go get your own rod and reel. My kids know better. They've been taught how to surf fish, so I don't have to worry about them. But sand is a killer to any fishing reel. Absolute killer. And if you've got grease, sand sticks to grease. Next thing you know, that sand is worked into that joint, and I've got a, there it is. There's a tooth washer that goes on here. I'm really talking and not instructing here, am I? So I've put the bell together, and I'm going to put this lock washer on there, which will stay, but I'm putting grease on it to make it easier for me to take apart and service the next time, if there is a next time. If it goes on the shelf, it probably will never see me again, other than pick it up and spin it. These are my fidget spinners, as my girlfriend calls them. So you want to tighten that down. Not, obviously I could break this with this. You snug it down and back it off just a little bit, and move it until that line roller rolls. That's why this is a lock washer. It's not wanting to roll. We'll get something with no teeth on. Okay, it's rolling, but you don't want it loose where it wobbles. That's very close. It's very close. We're going to try that. Okay. And we'll see if it fires. Yep. And I see part of the problem is the very end of this is bent. The very, very end of it. So we're going to give it just a little bit, if I can. Let's see if it fires better now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you have a travel position on these rotors to get the bell out of the way. You flip that and it comes all the way back towards the housing of the reel. So we'll put that right there. We're done with that. I've cleaned the bearing, lubricated it. The bearing is in beautiful condition as far as I can tell. And we're going to press the bearing back on. In this case, we're going to take up the nylon end of this little hammer, the non-marring end. Drive it back on there. just like that. Beautiful shape. All right, we're going to grease. I want some grease in here, and I want some grease in that bushing right there on the inside. And then I'm going to take some grease. Oh, where'd that dab of dirt come from? Good day. We're going to grease this gear up. Grease the whole gear. This is a gear. This is a gear. Everything's a gear. Gear, 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 gear. Okay? Okay. Isn't that bearing? And this is pretty. It's made in Germany. It's got a brass race in it. It's really, or a brass bearing retainer in it. It's really, really pretty. Really nice. That goes in like that. A little stiff. A little stiff. It must be the grease. I'm going to lubricate these holes. And remember, this went in like that. Okay. All right. I'm going to need some help. My fingers are too big. This is the retainer plate for the bearing. And the striker for the bell reset. And this is a really cool tool. I've shown it in many videos. I don't know if it's still made. It's made by HJJ Company in Oakland. Looks like California. So something good did come out of California. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of good products came out of California. A lot of good products and good people. There, we got that. But a lot of people, if you ask them, because they're narrow-minded, they don't think anything good came out of California. There's problems. There's problems in every state. All right. Got that. It's retained. I don't need to put the spool on just, or the rotor on just yet. I see a problem there. Oh, yeah, I see a problem. Hell, we're going to try it and see how it works. That anti-reverse looks skep, or sus, as the kids say. I don't really have a choice. I could probably sharpen it up a little bit, but it's kind of a pain to take out of there. We're going to try it and see. We'll leave it alone. I don't grease the anti-reverse on these reels. I like to hear the click. I'll oil the shaft. So all we really got to do here, well, we could grease the shaft because I don't think it's going to matter. The problem is, folks, if you put too much grease in a reel, it slows it down. These old single bearing reels, they will run slow with a lot of grease. You can use some oil or some thicker oil in place of the grease in some places. So I think I'll do that. We'll try something here. We'll be innovative. We'll use some 90 weight gear lube. This is actually a gear lubricant, Label 102. Safe for plastics, and it does have a plastic bushing that goes on this. So we're going to put some in there, see how it works. So that goes in. This reel's running really slow for some reason. Interesting. Let's see how the anti-reverse sounds. I like it. But why is this reel so slow? All right. This goes in like that, and then you got a snap ring that holds that on there. Sometimes you can put that big, I said snap ring, I meant E-clip. You can put that on by hand. It's not super tough to do. Okay. We'll go put the handle retainer on there, or the handle adjuster, I guess it is. I don't know. Let's see if we can get it started. It should be left-hand thread. Maybe not. It's crooked. See how it goes crooked as soon as I get it in there? Very, very fine threads. There we go. Run that all the way down. Those two, I think, go on there. I dropped one. I don't know where it went. Oh, that's not good. It was on my hand. Oh, it's on the reel. I'm just looking at something here. I'm wondering, did it go in here? Yep. Pretty sure that's where they go. So they don't go out on the handle. They'll go in there. You'll figure things out as you go. Things fit, things don't fit, etc., etc. Or you could just be like a smart person and get a schematic and so you put that tapered pin in. You'll know it's tapered because, well, let me show you. Maybe I can show you on the and it only goes in one way. You got to figure out which hole is bigger than the other. So if you try to go in the wrong way, it's not going to go very far. If you go in the right way, see, it goes already down, but it's got these little serrations on it. I don't know if y'all can see those. That widens the one end of it. They do that on a machine. The pin starts out the same diameter all the way across. They put it in a machine and put those little serrations in. It makes one end of the pin wider, so it's a tapered pin now, and it will go in. I guess you could technically put it in either hole here, but I can assure you it's going to go one way better than it goes the other. Now we're trying to misbehave here. I don't know why. All right, so we're going to get the block out here. Put that on the block. Take the brass part of the hammer. we go. I could probably set it just a little bit deeper. You can use a pin if you can't get it to set. So a lot of the tools that I use here on the bench are actually for firearms, repair, cleaning, etc. This pin set and this hammer all came from in one set. It's made by Wheeler, and it's made for firearms repair. It's getting there. You want to hit the pin and not the handle. The handle's aluminum. Okay, we got it recessed, so I won't bug the crap out of me with my finger. Okay. Now to tighten this handle up, you turn this little knob in the opposite direction. Now it's still kind of, see? I don't like that. Somebody's had this apart before. That's a spring washer. That's not going to work with that. Let's take this back apart. I'm a perfectionist. I don't like things done wrong. Don't want to hit anything that doesn't need to be hit. Let's take this back out. Stay put. So try to move on me over in a different direction. Yeah. There we go. I'll have to use that again in just a second, but there's the pin. The handle's off. I want to say this washer goes out here with these. Something's not right with that. It doesn't go inside of there. It does go with this reel, but it doesn't go out here on this handle. This handle, when you pull it down tight, it shouldn't have any movement in it at all. I'm wondering if I should put like a, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put a washer in there if I can find something that's close. We're going to fix this thing. Let's see what I got for doodads here. I need a thin, almost like a shim to go in there. What's that right there? Not quite big enough. This is why I keep old parts. I got a whole thing of old parts over here somewhere. Yeah, let's see what's in here. Just needs to be a washer. And the reason being, see, that one's just a little bit too small too. What I'm going to run into is it's going to be the right inside diameter, but it's going to be too big because that's the way washers are made. A shim would be the logical thing to put on it if I could find one. Whoa, that might work. That looks oddly right. Gosh, dog, the inside diameter's wrong. Okay, that was a no-go. Those are all Zebco Cardinal parts. Let's see what I got down here. Maybe there's something in my ambassador parts that would work. And I have a lot of ambassador parts. I can always spare some. Look at that. Perfect. All right, that's a handle washer for last. I have about 30. All right, back in business. And it will actually look pretty good on there. Well, if the handle will fit here, let's see. It may not fit back on there. It may be taking up too much real estate. Yeah, that's too thick. I'm assuming I've got that. No, I don't have it all the way in. Okay. Hold on. We back in business. Look, I didn't have it all the way in. Ah, this is perfect. This reel is going to get fixed. All right. A little more pounding here. Hang on. That time I got it all the way down. Okay, so we can take this, turn it all the way up. And now that that springy washer's out from under, I've got a solid handle. Okay. Now I got to figure out why this thing's so sluggish. Put a little oil in it. Maybe that'll speed it up a little bit. Thin that grease down. There it goes. Look at that. Okay, what's next here? This is your crosswind gear. It has a shim that goes down on there. And your gear, we'll grease it once we get it in there. The gear goes in. And you got this little bushing that sits on the gear. Remember that? And we'll grease that good. And now we're ready for the rotor. We'll put that in last. That's the cover screws. These are the rotor screws. That's the screw for the crosswind. We got all the parts here. Let's put the rotor back on it. Just a tad bit of grease. And I remember though, when we pulled the rotor off, it was regular threads. So we're going to do that. And you kind of snug that down. And I remember on these dams, it definitely takes a wavy washer up here on the rotor. And then you got your 10 millimeter. Gosh, dog it, come on now. Might be a little hard to get that started on there, to be honest with you. It's going. Yeah, I left my socket wrench here. Ratchet. Looks rather odd. We'll try it and see. It looks like it's sticking up too far there. Okay. Look. And put a little grease on that, or oil on that. Now we're going to put this in there. What I'm worried about, I don't think it's going to be a problem, is that bottoming out against that rotor nut. We'll see. Put some oil on there and work it back and forth. Pull it back out just a little bit. Grease the heck out of that. Okay. And put the crosswind block on there. Kind of hold it in place and feed your axle shaft in. Okay, challenging me. Let's do it like this. Let's hold it up like this and get it started. It didn't want to come out, so I didn't expect it to go in super easy. Then you can rotate it back in there like that and back the shaft up until you can get this screw in. All right, we're going to give that bushing right, or that boss right there in this bushing, some of that gear oil. We're going to lubricate those screw holes just a hair bit. That was probably a hair too much. And we're going to put the cover on. This cover keeps that whole axle, that whole main gear shaft located. Really strengthens the reel a whole lot. Of course, these reels are tanks anyway. I never fished with anything bigger than the ultralights in the D.A.M Quick lineup. I don't know. I'm a pin guy. When you get to the bigger reels, I'm about the pins, like the saltwater stuff. It's just not my wheelhouse, you know. But all good. So this reel is fixed, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. Very, very smooth. Got a nice little click to it. Let's see how the bell throws. Let's just pretend we're picking the line up. Oh my goodness. Look at that. These don't have manual bells. In other words, you flip that bell, you've got to go around and catch. See, newer modern reels, they got all that sorted out. It caused line twist, and they eventually figured that out, you know. So let's see how it is with the spool on it. Uh-oh. You hear that? There's problems. It's probably something to do with that nut. Or, because I didn't spin this reel, it wouldn't turn very good. Could be something to do with that screw right there. See how loose that is? Ain't supposed to be like that. So, more modifications. I need another washer that size. Back to my parts bins. Yeah. Well, that one's going to be a tough one. I don't recognize anything. I don't remember anything that size. This is why you don't throw stuff away, folks. You keep it because you never freaking know. It doesn't take up that much room to keep washers and stuff like that. Yeah. So there's nothing in an ambassador that size. I know that for a fact. That's going to be too big. That's going to throw the spool way off. So we're going to leave that alone. Is there anything in the cardinal box that might work? Oh, I know what I can do. It's too small. It's the wrong kind of reel. Shit. Pardon my language here. I'm trying to get into my box of reels here. I don't have any old D.A.M Quicks, I can tell you that. I got a few parts, but I don't think any of them are going to work out for this reel. Let's see what this is got under it. I know a few of these reels with the parts that are in them. This is a Daiwa. It probably has a washer up under it. It's going to be close. But I don't think it's going to fit it. No. I could clear it out a little bit. But no, that's not even close. We'll put that back on that reel because I might need it someday. Well, yeah. I need something that's got like a removable spool. It might have something in there. Lord almighty, I got a bunch of reels down here. Can't get parts for them. Or they're just not worth saving. Most of them are broken bell springs, broken handles, the things that get beat around when you're fishing, kind of stuff. I'm sorry I'm doing all this on film, but I don't edit anything. My girlfriend's son and I, he's pretty good with the internet and YouTube and stuff, and we were talking the other night. He said, well, you don't edit anything on your videos. And people get tired of watching after a while. Yeah, I don't edit. It takes too much time. I got a life to live. That's way too big. Probably way too thick. I can make it work, but let's just see. Yeah, I don't edit anything. I don't see the point in it. Now, when I do my fishing videos, I do edit. Nobody wants to see me not catch a fish for half an hour or an hour or all day. Oh, let's see what happens here. Yeah. take a little bit of work to get that together. Excuse me. See, I don't even edit out my sneezes. Okay. Something tells me that's probably not going to work too good, but we'll see. I don't know, it might. I'm worried it's not going to get the line on at the outer edge of the reel, so it's going to cone the line. But daggone, it's pretty close. Still think it's going to cone the line. But look, it took all that major slop out of there. I'm going to hold on to that. I'm going to put it right here. And I think I'm going to try it. I'll put some line on it and take it out back and cast it and then crank it back in. Because I put my line on with the line spooling machine I made. And so I don't really, it's too much twist involved with putting the line on right here. Okay, well anyway, I've wasted enough of your time watching me fumble around for tools and parts. This is John Vintage Fisherman. There's another D.A.M Quick Microlite back in the service. We'll see how it goes. It's very smooth. Thanks for sticking with me. This was a long video for a small reel. This is John Vintage Fisherman. Please like and subscribe and take a kid fishing with an ultralight. See you on the next video.